Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be doing my June TBR. However, this TBR is going to be a little bit different than my normal TBRs just because I am not going to be playing my TBR game this month. The TBR game will more than likely resume in September because I'm participating in a 3-month long readathon. And with that 3-month long readathon, I am planning on reading 75 books in the next 3 months. So a lot of the books that I'm planning on reading are ones that I do not actually own at the moment. They're ones that I will either be renting from my library or borrowing on KU, or maybe buying some, maybe not buying some. There are a couple that I do actually have, but as far as like this June one, there are only 2 currently that I own at the moment. So I will be talking about the books that I'm planning on reading in June. Like I said, this readathon does take part over 3 months. So I will be doing 3 separate TBR videos, 1 for each month. So this is part 1. The readathon that I'm planning on participating in is called Summer of Swoon, and it is hosted by Shelby Taggart Reads over on Instagram. She does also have a YouTube channel. I know she hasn't been like super active recently, but she always hosts like readathons on Instagram and stuff. And I figured since I'm in my romance era, might as well take part in this readathon. So I'm really super excited. There are 75 prompts over 3 boards that take place in 3 months. So my plan is to essentially do 1 board a month. However, I'm not doing the boards in order. There are 3 different boards that have different prompts and stuff. A couple of the boards do have the same prompt. However, you are not allowed to read the same book for the same prompt. So like for example, since there are 3 like vacation or travel romances, you're not allowed to read 1 book for the 3 prompts. So you would need to do a different book per prompt. So I'm not sure if I explained that well, but you basically have to read 1 book for each prompt. It does have to be romance, that is in the rules, and yeah, that's really it. So my plan, I do have a plan. I do have basically like a spreadsheet of sorts of how I'm planning on doing this readathon. So for the first 2 months, I will be reading 24 books, and then in August I'll be reading 27 books. However, I'm not sure if that will continue to be the case as far as like those numbers go, because maybe this month I'll read like 26 books and next month I'll read like 23 or like whatever. But as long as I attempt to meet all the prompts, I will think that this was a successful readathon. I am currently filming this on the 3rd day of the month. It is June 3rd, and so far it's been pretty successful, so I'm hoping to keep it going. But yeah, so I'm just going to kind of get into the books that I'm planning on reading in June. I won't really be going into the prompts that they fit. Well, okay, you know what? Yeah, I will go into the prompts that they fit. So let me, because I did just have my like sticky note that has like the names of the stuff, the names of the books that I'm planning on reading. So I am going to actually pull out my other spreadsheet, which it is going to be a little bit less organized because I have them organized by prompt and not by month. So just kind of bear with me, but we'll be going over the books that I'm planning on reading and what prompt they fit. Okay, so the first book that I plan on reading is Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and this is the first book in the Addicted series, and this follows the prompt white on the cover. So obviously this is a white book. The whole book is white, so white on the cover there we go. I'm super excited to get into this and finally start the series. I've heard a lot about it and I cannot wait to finally pick it up. The next book that I'm planning on reading is The Rebel by Sophie Lark. This is the second book in the Kingmaker series, and this book follows the prompt male on the cover. So I'm super excited to dive back in to the world of the Kingmakers and Sophie Lark's universe. I'm super excited to get back into that and continue on with the series. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is Indigo Ridge by Daphne Perry, and this is the first book in a series. I'm not sure the name of the series right now, but this fits the prompt new to you series, so I'm super excited to start this series. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is Hot Girl Summer by Sonia Palermo. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I believe I saw this book on TikTok. Actually, I don't remember. It's possible I saw it there, but it's possible that I saw it somewhere else. Not 100% sure, but I'm excited to pick this up. It looks like such a fun summery read, and it actually fits the prompt set in summer. So super excited to get to this one. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Brush with Love by Maisie Eddings, and I actually have already read this and finished it and I absolutely loved it, but it does fit the prompt of 2022 debut author, so it was really good. I loved it, so if you have not read it, I highly recommend checking it out. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is On Rotation, and this book fits the prompt of a 2022 summer release, and this book is actually coming out the 22nd of June, so it is coming out in the next couple of weeks, so I am super excited to be picking this up. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Fake It Till You Bake It. This fits the prompt, published in June, which this book also comes out June 22nd. So I will be reading that this month. Super excited. It looks like such a cute, fun romance, so I'm super excited to get to it. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, and this fits the prompt, trees, flowers, or plant on the cover, and obviously this cover has some flowers on it, so it fits the prompt for that. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, so I'm super excited to get to it. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is one that I'm actually currently in the middle of, and that is Close Quarters by Candy Steiner, and this fits the prompt, vacation or travel romance. So far I'm enjoying it. It's the first book that I've ever read by Candy Steiner, so super excited to finish that and see how I like it. So the next book on this list is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and this is her new release, and this book fits the prompt, sit in a country or state you don't live in. And since I live in Alabama, a lot of books are actually not set in Alabama, so this is a pretty easy prompt. But I did decide to pick Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I'm super excited to read this one. The next book is Go Deep by Rilzy Adams, and I actually have already read this one, and this fits the prompt, diverse hero. This was such a fun, like, little smutty novella, and I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time, so if you're looking for a novella, maybe check that one out. It was really fun, super good. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, and this is their newest release, and this fits the prompt, no people on the cover. So I've heard really good things about this book so far, so I'm super excited to hopefully get to this one as well. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is The Roommate Situation, and this fits the prompt, new to you series. So I think this is like a companion series. And I think there's like, I know there's at least 2 books because the second book is on this list, but I think there might be possibly 3 to 4. But speaking of the second book, I will also be hopefully reading that one this month, and that is called The Neighbor War, and this fits the prompt, yellow on the cover, because the girl on the cover is wearing like a yellow skirt, so this one fits that prompt. Super excited. Hopefully I really like this little companion series. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is Say Yes by Candy Steiner, and this book fits the prompt set in summer. Hopefully, I do have a few Candy Steiner books on here, so hopefully I like all of her books that I'm going to be reading. So far, the one that I'm currently reading right now, her writing style is a little bit different than I'm kind of used to, so I think it just takes a minute to kind of get used to her writing style. It's not a bad writing style, it's just a little bit different than what I was expecting and what I'm kind of used to, so I'm super excited to read more from her. The next book that I'm planning on reading is a love story, and this fits the prompt 2021 debut author. I have been seeing this book kind of around. I haven't really heard much about it, but the cover is so cute, and I do love good food romances, so I'm super excited to pick this one up. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Love at First Sight, and this fits the prompt. Borrow a book from a friend, KU, the library, whatever. And my library actually has this, so I will be borrowing it from them, more than likely on Libby. So I'm super excited to get this one. I think this is like a enemies to lovers or like rivals to lovers kind of situation, so super excited to read this one. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Enemies Abroad by R.S. Gray, and this fits the prompt travel or vacation romance. And this is about like these two teachers who have to like chaperone a trip to like Italy or somewhere, and they're like enemies, and so it's gonna be like an enemies to lovers vacation like travel romance, and I'm super excited to get to this one. I'm hoping it's gonna be everything that I'm looking for, so I'm super excited to get to that one. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Bet the Farm, and this fits the prompt pink on the cover. So yeah, the whole cover is pink, so I haven't really heard much about this book, but the cover is super cute, and I'm super excited to see if I enjoy this book. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is Forsaken by Brenda K. Davies, and this is the like 9th or 10th book in the Vampire Awakening series, and this fits the prompt, two people on the cover. I've been reading this series for absolutely forever, and so I'm super excited to get to this book and hopefully finish the series pretty soon. I have been working on it for like the last like 8 years at least, so hopefully I'll be able to finish that series soon. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Elise on Love by Fallon and Ballard, and this fits the prompt. Take a chance on a book you know little about, and I know absolutely nothing about this book. I have seen it a couple of times on Instagram, and I've heard that it's really good, but that's it. Like, I literally don't know anything about this book. I can't tell you what it's about. I'm assuming something about a girl like renting a place to live, obviously from the title, and that she's gonna fall in love, but can't tell you the main character's name. Don't know anything about this, so super excited to pick this up and hopefully love it. It is very short, so hopefully I can get to this one this month. The next book that I'm planning on reading is called Grinder, and this is a hockey romance. I believe this is like the first book in the series, and this fits the prompt gray on the cover, and it's basically a black and white cover, so there's gray on it. So love a good sports romance. Hopefully I'm going to enjoy this one. The next book that I'm going to be reading is The Summer Proposal by V.I. Keeland, and this fits the prompt set in summer. So I think this is like a fake dating one, and I'm super excited to read that. I don't think I've read a fake dating book in a while, so I'm super excited to get my hands on one of those. All right, and finally we have made it to the last book on this list, and that is Twice Shy by Sarah Hogel, and this fits the prompt 2020 debut author. So Twice Shy did actually come out in 2021, but Sarah Hogel's debut was in 2020. So I figured, why not read her second book? Because I have actually already read You Deserve Each Other, so I will be reading Twice Shy. So I did enjoy You Deserve Each Other, probably not as much as a lot of other people, but I am willing to try Twice Shy and see if maybe I like that one a little bit better, or just kind of like what my thoughts and stuff are on that one. So yeah, that is all for the books that I'm planning on reading in June for the Summer of Swoon readathon. So I am super excited to be participating in this readathon. I'm hoping to be able to read all the prompts, but if not, like, that's totally okay. If you are planning on participating, let me know. I will have Shelby's Instagram linked in the description. That way, if you guys want to check out her page and possibly participate in the readathon as well. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. You don't have to, but it would be awesome if you did. I will have all of my social medias linked down in the description if you want to follow me or be friends. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.